The two-week talks, due to end on Friday, are trying to lay the foundations for a new global climate accord meant to be agreed in 2015 and enter into force from 2020. One of the most contentious issues at UN talks has long been climate finance, or money put aside to help developing countries cut emissions and adapt to a changing climate. But many richer countries are reluctant to foot the bill and are focused on spurring growth in their stagnant economies.
In terms of money, look, we have a $100 billion, joint donor commitment, $100 billion a year by 2020 from all sources. In the context of I think the words are in the context of meaningful mitigation and transparency from all countries, including developing countries. That's what our financial commitment is. That's not changing.
Global economic losses caused by extreme weather have risen to nearly $200 billion a year over the last decade and look set to increase further as climate change worsens, the World Bank said this week.
The international community has agreed to keep global temperature increase to 2 degrees. But what we find, if we look at the currently implemented policies of countries, temperature increase will be at 3.7 degrees. So there's a huge gap between what countries agreed to be doing and what is really happening on the ground.
Industrialized nations have promised to raise the allocation to $100 billion a year by 2020 for developing countries from $10 billion a year between 2010 and 2012. At the talks, Japan promised $16 billion over 3 years. Britain and the United States also pledged $280 million to sustain the world's forests.
Victory celebrations in Algeria.